Chicken or the egg? Which one came first? The truth is we're not really sure. Technology, behavior change, which one came first? Did we ever imagine that we would be spending hours and hours every single day checking our phones to find out what our friends are doing from all across the world? Did we ever imagine that we would become so addicted to these mobile devices that we would carry them even to the toilet? So which one came first? Was it the technology that made us become addictive in our behaviors? Or was it the inherent desire to connect with other humans and that the technology enabled and tapped into that inherent desire? So when we think about the education space, why would that be any different? What is the design intention of the technologies we're using for learning? Let's just take a little stroll back into history. This is a picture of the classroom in the 1900s. There's a teacher and there's a whole row of students. Now these row of students are eagerly waiting for information from their teacher who has all knowledge. And this knowledge is then imparted to the students whose job is to sit down, passively receive that information and take as many notes as possible and retain as much as they can. Now let's fast forward into 2020 or 2021. This is a picture of the modern day classroom. Notice anything? Yeah, it's pretty similar, except that you might have a video screen and a camera and some technology and maybe some electronic whiteboards, but it's still the concept of a teacher or an expert in the front of the classroom and students sitting around passively receiving that information to retain it. And now we have this thing called Google. And now we all carry encyclopedias in our pockets, so knowledge is at our fingertips. So we're no longer just about knowledge, and we don't really just need the teacher to give us all the information that we need. What we really need are experiences to develop and evolve new ways of developing skills. Now here's a picture of a fun classroom. And some of you are saying, see, we have modern day classrooms that look like this, that are fun, that are colorful, that are very engaging and experiential. And I totally agree with you. And science and research has shown that these type of social participatory experiences are more effective, higher retention rates, and are also just more enjoyable for everyone involved. So what if technology could be used with this design intention in mind? What if technology could be used to get to 4 levels of outcomes based on Kirkpatrick's model of learning and evolve just from knowledge, knowing things, taking tests and doing assessments, building off of that into changing behavior and ultimately developing skills? The World Economic Forum talks about future skills and future of work. I can't remember them all, so I like to categorize them into the 4 C's: creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking skills. Now, the truth about these skills, though, are that they cannot be easily obtained just by watching videos or reading a textbook. These are skills that require practice and application. So what if we could develop these skills using technology, and what if the technology was intentionally designed in order to facilitate participation and engagement? What if the technology was intentionally designed to be gamified, to be fun, and to be engaging with your group? What if technology could be designed in such a way that it was participatory? What if technology could be designed in such a way that drove behavior change through learning nudges and through reminders to improve the retention of that content? And what if it could be designed in such a way that encouraged social learning? So if you think about these design intention, if this technology exists, which it does, what would it take for us to change our own mindsets? Because we all have a preconceived notion of what digital learning and what e-learning and all these platforms can and cannot do. So when you have something new and innovative and a new way of thinking about digitizing these shared experiences, it requires a change in mindset. Now, the first, and all these mindset changes require decisions and early pioneers and adopters who are willing to test and try something new. but it also requires unlearning. It requires unlearning our preconceived notions of what digital learning was and maybe is, and then allow us to move into and imagine what it could be. And so all of these things require mindset changes and shifts. And the beautiful thing is, what if technology could be used as a catalyst for that mindset change by rethinking and reimagining how we curate and engage with that content? So going back to this whole experiential participatory learning, so how was that really done? Imagine if we then take the content, which happens in the colorful classroom, which is that you get a piece of content and that is a catalyst for learning to take place. Then there's that's the know part of it. Then there's opportunity to think. So this develops critical thinking skills and invites you to participate in that experience and then apply. Because for adults, learning is all about the application of that content and that knowledge into something that is relevant. And if we don't practice and apply what we've learned, our likelihood of remembering that is very, very low. And then ultimately share. And by sharing those experiences as adults, we learn from each other. I learn from your experiences, and hopefully you learn from mine as well. And so because we come with context and shared experiences, this sharing is a critical part of a learning experience for adults. And so if we could take the science of learning, or andragogy, the science of how adults learn, couple that with behavior design, nudging, and behavior change, with gamification principles, we would be able to then intentionally design technology that powers a shared learning experience that is both fun, engaging, and effective. So what does it take? It takes a shift in mindset. It takes one person making a decision to try something new and to be willing to make mistakes in that process. When we talk about the way of learning and now curating in a different way, and we're going to design using technology in this new way, we have to stop some of the old ways in order to embrace the new. And so if the tech encouraged you to reimagine your content in a social experiential way, that could be a powerful catalyst for really driving change at a broader scale. The time is now. I think we owe it to ourselves and to future generations to reimagine how we learn and how we teach. Because we have to move beyond knowledge-based pedagogy and knowledge-based teaching methods, because the world requires skills, critical thinking, decision-making, systems thinking, and all of these things, which are not easily replaced by AI, are the very things that we need to develop. And so imagine if technology could be intentionally designed to catalyze and accelerate this kind of learning. The great news is it's possible. I invite you to join me on the journey.